We're about to watch the worst breakup stories on TikTok. Okay, let's go.
What is your worst breakup story? This is mine. I was going up to see my girlfriend like I did on every weekend. I knew I was going to break up with her. She had no idea. So I messaged her to say, I'm on my way. I'll be about an hour, just leaving now. I messaged the lads group chat and said, I'm going to do it. I had
Oh my
notes,
gosh.
every bullet point of every reason I wanted to break up with her. And they were like, send it us, let's
Why?
have a look. So I sent it to them and I went on my way, drove all the way up there. About an hour, I arrived, got out of the car, my phone, ping, 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 ping. She was going mental. I realised I'd sent the
You
list
sent it to her.
to her, not to them.
No way.
And I had an...
Oh, that's bad.
So this was my first time breaking up with anyone. I was feeling so guilty about it because he was my best friend. So I went there and I obviously explained to him that it wasn't working. And I felt so bad that I walked all the way back home, me crying, feeling so bad for what I did. To then find out that he was then dating the next day, from like starting the next day, my best friend.
No.
And they hid it for months till one day she was
that's so
like literally in front of
evil.
my house, and I was like, what are you doing here? And she was like, oh yes, and I'm like, you live really
Like,
far
I
away.
wonder
It's
if it was even
yeah,
happening, like,
so-
during.
And yeah, basically
Seems like it was.
I didn't
also.
need to feel sorry, but I did.
So I was dating this guy, and at first he seemed really cool. But as we got further into our relationship, he started to change and treat me different. He would always assume that I wasn't at the place that I told him I was at. Like one night, he said, where are you? And I said, at my house. He said, no, you're not. You're breathing weird. And I said, that's my fan blowing into my phone. But anyway, the last time that I saw him, he
gosh.
came over to my mom and dad's house because that's where I was currently living at. And he pulled out a ring and said, hey, let's go get that Tahoe that we test drove. All I need to do is just sign the rest of the papers. I said, no, I'm not going anywhere. My daughter was sick, Paisley. And he got upset and was like yelling at me and cussing at me in front of her. And I told him, I said, you have 5 seconds to get off my property before I call the law. And you know what he did? He loaded his stuff up and left. Never saw him again. And now he's married with a baby, and I feel sorry for her.
So,
Yeah, me too.
My birthday, yeah, got dumped. Thanksgiving, got dumped.
What is the worst reason that you've ever broken up
Oh,
with
that
someone?
sucks.
I'll go first. I'm gonna be transparent here. I'm a big girl. I got a belly. I'm not thin. It's because I like snacks. So I was dating this guy, and he was so nice, like just a sweetheart. But I worked really long hours, and I had a long commute. And so one day, I came home from work, and I was like, I know I have double stuffed Oreos. Like, oh my god, I can't wait to eat them. He ate the whole bag. So then I was
Oh
like,
my
well, I
God,
know I have
so
chips.
rude.
So I look for the chips. Nope, they're gone
He ate
too.
them.
Cheez-It crackers. I know I have Cheez-It crackers.
Nope.
That motherfucker ate my goddamn crackers too.
Oh no.
Fuming and hangry and just annoyed that
Well,
he
he's
ate all my
gotta go get
goddamn
some.
snacks in
He
one
should just
day.
go get you some food.
Like, come over here and give me a hug. I was like, no, you need to go home. I need some time by myself. Get out. What did I do wrong? Just look at my empty cupboard. And the next day I dumped him because he ate all my snacks.
These are
He
some
just-
of the
he
worst
should've
breakup
replaced
lines
them
in
and
the
it would've been
world.
fine.
If you've ever used any of these to break up with someone, you see this thing right here, this random thing, shove it up your ass. You're a prick. Anyway, let's begin.
What was that thing?
Look, I'm sorry, we're just not compatible.
Babe, this isn't astrology. I'm not a porcupine or whatever those signs are. Just tell me you want to break up. Don't say we're not compatible. Piece of anyway, you're a leprechaun or Capricorn. Look at this. Number 2.
Look, you're a really nice person. I'm sure you're gonna make someone else really happy, but it's just not gonna be me.
Go and yourself. I'm a really good person, really nice person, but you want to break up with me.
We're
Are
just
you
gonna
alright in
skip
the
ahead.
fucking brain?
Stitch this with your worst breakup story. I'll go first. I used to be paralyzed from the waist down, and I started walking again, got a little bit better, and this guy from my past contacts me on Facebook. We used to date in 4th grade. He's like, oh my god, it's destiny, we're reunited, let's hang out. Great. So we're hanging out one night, it's icy, there's a hot tub, there's a big gap, doesn't tell me about it. I fall, shatter the bone, because I hit my pubic bone and shattered all the bone in my confusion. Now I'm back to square one and can't walk again. Okay, so I'm in surgery, which he didn't come to. He decided to go on vacation to Puerto Rico. Calls me while I'm recovering on my birthday to break up with me, to tell me he can no longer slow his life down for somebody who can't walk and would rather party and knows that I can't do that. So he wanted to set me free.
It couldn't be worse.
I've had 4 surgeries since then and had to learn to walk all over again. And of course, he called me when he sees me on the internet, knowing that I was walking again, to see if we could go out again. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
No thanks.
No thanks.
What's the
It
worst
couldn't
way
be
an ex
worse.
has broken up with you?
It couldn't be worse. That's
I'll
like
go
the worst
first.
thing ever.
A few years ago, I was introduced to a guy by one of my good friends at the time, and he was seriously perfect. He was kind, intelligent, good looking, and there were no red flags. All of my friends really liked him, my family really liked him, and things seemed to be going pretty well. One day after work, he asked me to come to his apartment because we really needed to talk. So I get to his apartment, we're sitting across from each other, and he says, "Hey, I don't think we should be together anymore. Could we still be friends?" And then he did the wildest thing.
What?
After he said that, he extended his hand out for a high five. He wanted to
Ew.
high five me after breaking up with me. I told him I already had friends and I left.
I'm stripping down naked, like, right? I'm naked, I get into bed with him, and he says, "I don't think we should date anymore."
Oh, as you're naked.
As I'm naked in his bed, dude!
Props to that guy. I would not have the discipline.
I was like, what the
You're doing this right now?
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, you're breaking up with me? Like, what the And he was like, yeah. And I just immediately start bawling.
I mean, I wouldn't know what to do, and I would just probably just pick my shit up and
pretty
leave.
sad.
I just bawled. I just like,
Yeah.
I just like crawled into a corner of the bed and just like cried. And I'm like, oh my God, like, and I was so embarrassed to cry in front of him.
It's
Never
a,
cried
kind
in
of a
front
weird
him.
time
Like, we
to
were
break
not
up with someone,
that
right?
serious.
Gotcha, yeah.
And he was like, well, what did you think we were gonna get married or something?
Oh, what a
Yeah.
Literally, you.
that guy.
You.
What is the worst way you've ever been ghosted?
So I started talking to this guy after an ex and I had broke up. I didn't expect it to really go anywhere. So we set up a date. Come the day of, I text him just to kind of confirm and see what's going on, where we're meeting, etc. No reply. I'm like, okay, maybe he's busy. Still no reply a couple hours later. I'm like, okay, still giving you the benefit of the doubt. Send another text. He's online. Doesn't answer. Now I'm like kind of stressing because just the way our conversations had gone, I'm like, this seems really
Not
weird.
going well.
So I go to hang out with some friends because I'm like, this is stupid. I'm not sitting home alone. So I wait and I wait. Finally, it's starting to get dark outside and I'm mad. He sends me a photo of a crashed up car and was like, I'm so sorry, I was in a car accident. I'm so sorry. Find out later on, it was a fake accident, like for part 2.
Oh my god.
So whatever,
Okay,
we
got
continued to
part
date
2
after
here.
that and whatnot. He like sent me a picture of the car crashed up.
I can't
so I'm
believe
like,
people
oh my
do
God.
that so bad.
So I remember at the time when we were dating,
Like,
his
just
ex
be
had posted
honest.
something on Tumblr, this is how old it was. It was like a note to me. I don't, like, at the time I thought she was just trying to, you know, stir the pot. So a while after we had broken up, I went to his ex's page and was like, wonder what he lied about. So I go to message her, and there's a note sitting there from like when we were together. So I'm like, holy, this is like 6 months old. She tried to like warn me. So it went to that separate inbox on Facebook, and I'm like, oh my God, I wonder what else he lied about. So I Google car crash images.
And it comes
Scroll
up
down
in the
a little
first
bit.
things, eh?
The image he sent me was on there, and it wasn't his car. I lost it.
Oh my God!
Honestly, you
this
shouldn't even
is my
talk to these
time
people.
to
Just
shine.
honestly block them and
although
move
it's
on.
only ever happened to me once, I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. So I met this guy on Bumble or like Tinder or something like that, and I'm in Vancouver, Canada, so I put my location in Washington, like the States. And if there's anyone in Vancouver
Why?
that follows me or sees this, you know that there is not a lot of attractive men in Vancouver. So me and this guy had been talking for a while, and he's like, you should come down to Washington to see me. And I was like, okay, it's not that far. Definitely drive down.
Oh my gosh.
Little old me didn't notice that he
That's
was
a lot.
actually
I don't know how
love
far
bombing
apart
me.
they are, but
We had been talking for probably like a month prior, and then I went down there and I was like, oh my god, this guy's so attractive, like he's so sweet, he's so nice. So I went down there, I spent the weekend with him, ended up meeting his family. Oh my god, I'm gonna run out of time. Part 2.
Let's go. Part
okay,
2.
Wow, I thought like 3 people were gonna see that.
Oh, your makeup looks
so
nice.
Part 2, I met his dad, his grandma, his sister, his nephew. His mom was gonna drive across the city to meet me. They all loved me. They were like, she's amazing. I went home the next day.
On day 1?
We were all good and whatever. And he just all of a sudden just stopped replying to my messages. Stopped replying to all my calls. He was active on social media. He was following other girls, so I knew he wasn't dead. I always thought that I did something wrong, but it wasn't actually me. It was all about him. Years went by, and when we were together, he was planning on moving to Canada to become a professional basketball player. So that's where we were gonna like be together. Fast forward years later, 2 years later, someone texts me off a number. I have no clue who it is. I'm like, who the f is this? And he's like, oh, it's so-and-so. And I was like, and he's
No.
like, I regret it. I'm so sorry.
you're a
My
dumbass.
family still bugs me about you every single day. I'm like, yeah, whatever. This is where it gets fucking juicy. I know everyone hates part 3s, but
It was already
I
bad.
swear this is gonna be the last one.
Part 3.
Of my ghosting story. So anyway, he texts me. He's like, I regret it. I'm so sorry. Like, I think about you all the time. And I'm like, boy, shut the f up. I'm like, I've had so many boyfriends since you. Like, you're long gone. He's like, I got a contract in the east coast of Canada. Meanwhile, I'm on the west coast. I was so supportive. I was like, congratulations, like that's so amazing. He's like, yeah, I really want to come over to Vancouver and like visit you. I miss you. I just want to see you. And I was like, this seems weird. So we stopped talking because I'm like, you're annoying and like you ghosted me a long time ago. I'm better than that. About a year after stopped talking, so this is about 3 years now,
Good.
I had a weird feeling just to Google his name. Googled his name. In the article, it had said that he had had a girlfriend for 2 years and she was the one that got him the contract for a professional basketball team in the West Coast of Canada. I was like, excuse me? I found her on Facebook. I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't even know you existed. She's like, he would never do that to me. She blocked me on everything.
Wow.
And now it's just like, he's never reached out again. So
She didn't even
the sound
believe
was made for
it.
me.
Oh my god.
I was with Man for 2 years, and I thought I was going to marry him, have his babies, and spend the rest of our lives together.
So bad.
But then COVID hit, and he unfortunately told me that he thought he had it. Ugh. He said he was thinking about going to the hospital because he felt so bad, but then miraculously he was starting to feel better. But it was that same day he told me he was feeling better that I never heard from him ever again.
Ghosted.
He suddenly stopped responding to all my calls, all my texts. A week later, his phone went right to voicemail.
And you're using that as an
freaked out.
excuse?
I started calling the hospital,
Yeah.
thinking maybe something happened and he's at the hospital. He wasn't there. I called all the hospitals in the area and he wasn't
Why don't you just
there.
say, like, you know what?
I
This
called
is
the
not
police
right for
and filed a
me.
missing persons report. And you know what they told me? They told me my
Sorry,
boyfriend did not
we
exist.
gotta
So not only
not
did
be
my
together.
boyfriend ghost me by faking his own death, he also had lied to me for 2 years about his real
Oh,
identity.
nice shadow, Kitty.
This is a story that I've told quite a few
Wow.
people multiple times. But so I was dating this guy when I first moved to Los Angeles. We had been together for maybe 9 or 10 months at this point.
What you doing? Oh,
And he had to fly to Texas for his cousin's wedding. And
saw you.
so I was like, okay, great, you know, I'll see you later. Let me know if you need picked up from the airport. I'll see you in a week. Well, a week goes by and he hasn't come back. And then 3 months goes by and he hasn't come back. And this whole time he's like, no, I'm just spending more time with my family. I'm going to come back.
really?
I
Why are you
promise.
still dragging it on?
Turns out this man picked up his life and moved to Texas. He moved to another state and didn't tell me, but pretended we were still dating until I caught him.
Okay, we're gonna end it there. I can't believe that people do all these crazy lies instead of just being honest and telling the truth. It would be so much easier than everything else that they did here today, okay? So yeah, those were the worst breakup story times. They were pretty bad. We'll watch some more of those another day, but yeah, I will see you tomorrow in another video. Subscribe if you want to see more TikTok compilations and story times and trends and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I have a new video coming every day, so I will see you tomorrow.